Hello, welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. Today we are playing black in a rapid game. We're going to play the Sicilian Defence, which is a fascinating and complex defence. We're going to play d6, which is the computer's favourite move. What? Okay, what's happened here? So, white has decided not to take the pawn, so instinctively, knight f6 cannot be a bad move. If you push, we take it. If you play c3, so now I can take on e4. We're going to take on e4, or we're going to try and just transpose. Okay, today we're not going to take on e4, but I think it's probably the best move. Today, we're going to just play carefully. We're going to play defensively. We'll play e6 next. I assume white will play knight c3. We'll play e6. So I assume what will happen is knight c3. If you want to be cocky, you can take there, but I think then they take there, and we're not going to do that. We're going to play e6, knight c3, e6, bishop b3, bishop e7. And then it's really up to white. White's disconnected. Okay. So we'll wait and see. Doesn't white know we're live on air here? I mean, okay, fine. White's back. Knight c3, eh? e6. Welcome back. Bishop b3. Otherwise, we really are tempted to take on e4 and then play the d5 fork. So, castle takes... You can take on e4 now. Takes... I'm not going to. Why am I not going to? Takes, d5. Because I'm just going to develop and castle. Behave myself. But I feel really provoked by the lack of bishop b3. It's really asking for it. One more. If I get one more chance, I'll take. Okay, I consider that one more chance. I've taken. Then we play d5. There's no risk here whatsoever. I mean, sure, you can play bishop e6 if you want. It's fine. And then I'd probably take with... Well, actually, after bishop e6, you take the knight. You're probably winning. So it's got to be knight takes. Well, I think you are winning. After bishop e6, you take the knight, and you're a piece up. Because they have to take the knight, then you take the... No, you're not a piece up. But you're up. Okay. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. Okay, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Yeah. Okay, so what does this mean? We're now pawn up. And to be honest, I don't think white's got really compensation for it, because also the queens could be coming off soon with moves like natural moves like knight c6. The queen can't like move off the d file because you just take the knight. So c3 is a move, although it doesn't look very dynamic, but against c3 you've got e5, for instance. I know that's opening up the bishop's line, but it's forcing an exchange of queens. I mean, what does white do after e5? I think white might be getting distracted by the connection problems. So if you were white, what would you play? What do we think is really best for white? Bishop e3 probably is best for white. And then I think I'm playing e5. And then you're going to see knight somewhere. It's really tricky. Knight e2. And then I'll have to take, you probably take the queens off. And then I think probably not play bishop e6. I know my opponent's disconnecting a lot. And after bishop e3, I don't like knight c6 so much, because I'll tell you why. well, knight takes, pawn takes, just breaks the pawn structure. And of course, what you can't do after knight takes, you can't take the queen, because then it's just there with a check. And it's actually white's 2 pieces up. That's amazing. Okay, so I've won this one on time, which I've got to say I'm not enormously proud of. Should we do another one? Alright, we play kind of accurate when we're kind of getting some grip. Okay, let's try again. Pawn 3-4. I really want to play the King's Gambit, but I'm resisting from playing the King's Gambit, which I think is probably a good thing. This is called the Roy Lopez, or the Spanish game. Apparently it's very good. I don't think this defence is that good, is it? I think c3 is the most accurate move. Now, I think d6 is a disaster here, but I don't think this is very good either. Because when they take, you push. When they take, you push, and it's not great for black, actually, I think. You see that in the Italian game as well, this sort of theme. But so let's think, where's the knight going? The knight could go to d5, couldn't it? Then I assume we take back. But then I assume... Okay, so let's look at a proper line. Knight d5, cd, bishop b4 check. Yeah, you see, I think that's not a good move. And the reason I think that's not a good move is because I think a later h3 is going to embarrass that knight, and we're going to chop on h6 and disrupt the pawns around the king. So bishop b4 check would be likely here, and knight c3 just blocks it. And then what we're gunning for is a later h3. It's quite hard to avoid, actually. And then the bishop takes on h6. And our opponent from, I believe, Azerbaijan. One of the things I love about chess, there's a lot of things I love about chess. One of the things I love is that you get to know lots of different countries, different styles. The different tournaments are held in different countries. It's really wonderful. Well, I think I've got to take that, haven't I? I mean, I understand why that happens, but since it's forking the queen and the rook, you've got to take it. That's another piece. Oh, is there probably some crafty queen check? Okay, party people, let's take a moment. Let's just take a moment. We are a piece up, right? So we take, bishop takes, queen takes with 2 pieces up. We take, queen check, pawn, bishop check, king back, the queen's still hanging, we're fine. Bishop e3, knight takes, queen takes, we're also fine. We're going to play bishop e3 just on the basis that we're going to develop. Now the thing about bishop e3 is there's no fork on c2. Oh, we can take the knight, but then I take the bishop. I didn't see any of that. Isn't that terrible? He can take the bishop, then I take the bishop, but I didn't see that. Which just shows you, but then developing, you see, on general principle, developing is a good idea. And I suspect, so I think we're a piece up here, which is always nice. So I think, but you know, if you take the bishop and I take the bishop, there's no check anymore. There's no check now. So knight takes, queen takes. This check is harmless. You always got to look at this check. It's harmless because it's just play g3, right? It's not picking anything up. And frankly, we've got the better development. I mean, bishop takes, queen takes, I assume. I think, I wouldn't say it's resignable, but it's kind of resignable. Because we got better development, right? I mean, you know, what's black got? Of course, now I'll go and lose this, but really, I assume black just castles now. We'll play knight c3. Well, maybe I'll play rook f1. Maybe I'll play rook f1. Rook f1, and then we're going to put the king on g1, and we're going to say that we're just great. I'm going to say we're just great. So if I was... You see, black can't even really play rook here, because rook here, king here, and then a move like d6, you can play bishop c4 attacking the f-pawn. Takes check or something. Like, the queen check here, you just run. d6, not bad. Did I say you just run off the queen check? I guess I gotta walk the talk, right? Would have been better after okay, our opponent's not having their best day. Because this, I know you can take on b2, but we're a piece up, and just look at the development. I mean, look at black's development. You really want to have a queen on b2? I mean, looks like target practice for white to me. You need to have a really hard think, but I don't know. Try to coordinate against... I would try to coordinate against h7 with the queen and the bishop. And after that, I would drop a knight. Once they play g6, I'd go knight e4, knight f6. And then put a queen on h6, you're going to win. Okay, so this is helping me coordinate against f7. Go on, take on b2. Take on b2, queen here, g6, knight here. And that's just looking horrendous. It's just looking... So, yeah, but then this, right? This was the idea. That knight on f6 is really unpleasant. Because how do you ever get rid... I mean, you know, it's covering all those squares. Once the queen gets onto the h-file, it's going to be so uncomfortable. So let's think of a concrete move. So that pawn is... You don't really need to hold the pawn there, do we? Because the f6 knight's still defended by the rook. So yeah. Okay. Is there not even part of you that wants to just take that with the rook? Oh no, you can't. The reason you can't is because they take on a1. That's the reason you can't. So we won't. So we won't. Otherwise it would be a nice move. So knight f6 is still like a really good move. Well, okay, since we got upset about that rook getting taken on a1, let's move it so it hits the queen. So there's a move like this, queen a2, and then black's ahead on material, but after queen f6, king g7, queen here, black's position is black indeed. I think it's going to be really hard to survive. Also, by the way, we're threatening to take here. I mean, this is a lovely attacking position from white. I mean, what what do we think? I mean, there's double check and stuff. I'm not saying it's absolutely won, but how do you get out of the discovered check that could win a rook, or could be here? So there's a move like this, double check, king here, check, king takes knight. Maybe you get away with it. Takes here, check. King here, pawn here, check. I don't think black would get away with that. My instinct is, okay, so it went straight in for the, but it isn't just check here, just the end. Check, king there, check. King there, check. Nice game. What's nice about it? Well, we won it, for starters. I mean, always nice to win. You won a piece on the game. Okay, we're not going to play again, much as I'd like to, because we're going to review. And the review says we did pretty good. So this was okay. This was the bad move. So, okay, already, I didn't realise this was actually winning. So our opponent decided to give the piece that way, but apparently this is really super strong. So let's see why this is so strong. Because my instinct would have been to play bishop here, check. Yeah, then we put the knight in the way. Castle, we play h3. We talked about playing h3, didn't we? Why can't you just go there? Takes, takes. We castle. I mean, this is actually, to be fair, exactly what I predicted. Alright, so it's just that black's king's position is kind of shattered. And, yeah, that's exactly what I thought the problem was. But I think our opponent, I was surprised by our opponent sacking the piece, and actually, so oh, this is a great move. Thank you. Okay, that was an inaccuracy. What did it want? It wanted to take on c5. All right, whatever. Castle, rook f1 is best. King g1 is great. This was best. Yeah, I mean, if you're an experienced chess player, you just look at the development and just think like, yikes. Look at black's queenside. This was a good move. This was the best move. This was good. This was good. This was excellent, apparently. Yeah, yeah. This was good. Push the queen away. Oh, queen g7 was a good idea. Queen g7 was kind of okay, right? It sort of gets back into a very passive defensive stance. King g7 is wrong. What does it want? King h8. Okay. This was best. And then this just allows this. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. I've got a new computer. It's really good, eh? It's better than it was. See you all soon.